In our first story, a landlord said to have shot and killed his tenant at Ofanko here in Accra has justified his action, saying it was in self-defense. Victor Steve Nana Kankam shot his tenant Benjamin Otri because he says he refused to move out of his two-bedroom apartment when his tenancy expired. The landlord says this is despite written notice to the tenant demanding that he moves out the very day the lease expired. According to eyewitnesses, the landlord stormed the house on Sunday afternoon wearing a bulletproof vest and wielding 2 guns. He said to have shot the tenant 4 times.
Pa 4 times. Into 4 times. You said, yeah, knockout.
We were in the house when we heard 4 gunshots. We thought it was our Muslim brothers celebrating Eid al-Fitr with firecrackers. So we decided to come out and have a look, only to see the gentleman in a pool of blood. The landlord had once threatened him to move out of the house. Yesterday was his last day. The gentleman had already gotten a place at Alaji, where he has moved most of his things. The landlord usually goes to knock on the door, but this time he called him on his phone. The gentleman came to open the gate and was shot by the landlord in the process. It appears the landlord was prepared because he came wearing a bulletproof and had a gun on him as well, accompanied by his lawyer. Friends of the gentleman were angry, hence they burnt down the house. If it wasn't for the fire service, nothing would have been left in this place.
Inside the fire service for quite background and come on,
I say 12:50 more area. Me Juma and chain here. And Mrs. Osman and Mampuse on Botadi. Intimacy to at first one. Teaching me say to nothing at all.
I had a gunshot. Then it was followed by 3 more gunshots. I met my niece and nephew who ran to me saying someone had fired a gun. When I got closer to the scene, I saw a taxi leaving and the landlord holding a gun. He passed by and started running with a gun in his hand. So I decided to come out of the house only to see the tenant in a pool of blood. I helped his friend put him in a vehicle. The tenant was shot in the chest, thigh and knee. He shot the gates before shooting the gentleman.
The deceased tenant's family is demanding justice.
A friend Benjamin Ochre. Mene kasa fiada. Mimi wo kumase na me friend. Se me ba me akoya de ebenada. Eno was sister baby ametenu me too. Enti wo ba no afre me. Enti eno na me yes amesin afre ni. Enti me fa afun na me papa so frɛ me.
I live in Kumasi. I spoke to my brother on Friday and he told me that he's moving out of where he lives, so I should let him know when I'm coming to his end. My father called me saying the landlord said the day my brother's rent expires is the day he moves out of the house. My brother was in the room folding his things when he heard a knock on the door. He called a servant to check who it was, only to see the landlord. He offered the landlord a seat, and that was what instigated the gunshot. I would have gladly paid the landlord if my brother owed him, but he just killed my brother. My brother has no problem with the landlord. His rent has expired. The man asked him if he wanted to stay, and he said yes, but he later changed his mind. He told me he had a dream, and in that dream, the landlord was pointing a gun at him. The next morning, the landlord came with a letter and told him that once his time is up, he will have to move that same day, or else he would shoot him. When he went to the house yesterday, my brother was packing and he just shot him. The issue is now in the hands of the law. We just want justice served. The landlord's mother brought a lawyer to help set his son free.
And ready, as you didn't ever do, and mammy, I follow. I said, "Well, be a walk to Nipano."
My son told me that he has spoken with the landlord. So once his rent is up, he'll move out. He came to tell me that he had a dream, and in the dream his landlord held him at gunpoint, and they struggled over it, and he took the gun. I then told him to move out of the house because it's not a good place.
The landlord, Victor Steve Nana Kankam, however, insists he did no wrong.
Full name is Victor Stephen Nana Kankam Ni Konim Anukba III Obu Schroeder. As I said, I wouldn't like to have no comment unless legal representation, but as I'm here, I acted in self-defense. Yes, madam.
The Accra Region Police PRA DSP Fiatenge joins us for more. Good evening to you. Now, what has the police been able to gather so far about this incident?
Yes, thank you very much. Good evening. That was yesterday. The report was received by the Mount Southern Police yesterday afternoon, and it had to do with a report of a landlord who had allegedly shot a tenant. The police was informed that the deceased was renting an apartment that belongs to the landlord, and that the 2-year rent actually expired yesterday. So he was supposed to leave the house, and whilst he was in preparation to leave, the landlord came there, and without any provocation, the landlord shot the deceased. For now, the police is yet to establish the reasons for which the landlord committed this heinous crime. But the good news is that the suspect, we now know as the victim, the victim Kankam, is in the custody of the police, and he is assisting police in further investigation.
So the reports as you have it, who is narrating it? Is it the landlord who is giving you that account, or you're getting it from eyewitnesses?
Yes, these are pieces of information that the complainant who walked into the police quarters had to say to the police. But apart from that, too, the police have been able to gather some account of what actually happened. And we believe that in the course of our investigation, together with that of the account of the suspect, whatever reason that led to the shooting and killing of the deceased will definitely come to bear.
But has the suspect told you anything, told the police anything?
Yes, from what the suspect tells us, that is what is now before the police now. And as I indicated, this is a very heinous crime. And for anybody to have shot somebody, from what we know now, that is without any form of provocation, would mean that the police still need to do a lot of work to find out what really occasioned this crime. So whatever he has told us is within the bosom of the police, and we will continue to do our bit to do our further investigations and find out what really led to that. But whatever it is, we don't believe that somebody should be killed in the manner in which the deceased was murdered. So for now, the police holds him for the charge of a murder, and we will continue to do our investigation. And if there are any other crimes that come in the course of investigation in terms of charges, all these will be brought before the law court and made the suspect face those charges in court.
All right, thank you very much. You heard DSP Fiatenge, Accra Region Police PRO. Thank you for making time to speak with us.